Hello, I am Lord Percival Kowalski, something Durrell. I forgot I have to remember the entire title of my house name. Yes, it's very much like that. And who exactly are you, sir? Yes, Lord Durrell and Lady Durrell. I am Connor of Action Force variety. We've diverged into most of Critical Role's dimensions and mounts. Oh, you mean of WoW mounts? Because we have a certain individual that is Retro's interest. Oh, so what exactly is he doing with that older gentleman over there? A bit of a time discrepancy, my lords. What do you mean by time? For the last time, you are not future me. I've been to Future Wars. The Terminator movies are still a thing. I don't know that, and just no. Oh shit. Hi. They do sound quite alike. Sorry, Lord Orwell, my apologies. Yes, we're using Campaign 3 lore in case anyone was wondering. Spoilers in advance for anyone who hasn't finished either Vox Machina's animated season or, more importantly, sitting through the actual game live. Apparently, there's some recordings out there. Didn't notice last time. Also, look, just review me. Oh, wow, we still got the talking practice. Wait, what do you mean we still have it? Alright, whatever. Weird guy trying to pretend to be future me aside, let's get back to TV, well, retrospectives. More specifically, my finally long overdue top 5 best and worst of the year 2022. Halfway into the first month of the year. Yeah, that's usually my timetable as far as, well, teacher and, time goes. So, starting at number 5, and we'll get to the honorable mentions first. There's a lot on the best and not a lot on the worst. Just telling you in advance, guys, for spoilers. So, yeah, for honorable mentions is going to be mostly Amazon related. Oh, God, we better not be in the honorable mentions. Oh, no, Percy, please. Please, please, please. You're not even close. In a good way or a bad way? In a good way, Baxalia. Anyway, so long story short, the honorable mentions is Rings of Power and House of the Dragons, the Game of Thrones prequel, because I basically did the War Games approach and said, if I'm going to play the game, I'm not going to play it all, and more importantly, both shows are fine. I think I saw most of Rings of Power by myself, and only a handful of episodes of House of the Dragon, and of the two shows, I will say House of Dragons is more expensive than the other. There's more timing with the other. There's more dialogue with the other. And going back to what I said in the best and worst of movies this year, last episode, I can't believe I just said a card above. Yeah, this was definitely a year for Matt Smith to get back into his TV roots, and after Morbius, he clearly needed it now more than ever. So, for number 5, She-Hulk, because Phase 4. Yeah, for what everyone has basically noticed, even in the last video, is that I basically didn't really do a lot of Star Wars and Phase 4 related movies, is because it was a meh kind of year, but it's meh enough for me to defend, and I don't know if you noticed lately, She-Hulk is very defendable if you're not the Fandom Menace or any anti-SW channel whatsoever. Yeah, if you notice, I've been dropping the veil on explaining those channels lately, is because, one, actual fandom exists now, and they're going to do a very fun time debunking these channels, so much so I think they just did a live chat about, apparently a Critical Drinker going after Matt Muscles, and I'm like, yeah, that is a clash I never thought I'd see on Twitter, but again, like I've always said here on this channel, don't ever mess with those Zaibatsu, let alone former members like Matt, so balls in your court. So, yeah, for the show itself, it's about what I said in my final reviews. It's not bad. Yeah, the CG was definitely noticeable on the budget, and yeah, that's been the actual con as far as this show goes. I am a huge fan of Tatiana Maslany since Orphan Black, and yes, without a shadow of a doubt, she definitely nailed it as Jen for this version of the character. And, yeah, Banner coming back was pretty cool. Mark did the best of what he could with the material, and more importantly, I guess a grand total of 2 episodes he was in, which was not bad. Also, I really hope if she does come back, they do the World War Hulk movie, because I don't know if they're planning a season 2 or they're not planning a season 2. Let me know in the comments, and be consistent, guys. If you're going to be at all dunking on the show. So, that being said, speaking of shows I know for a fact they don't dunk, number 4, Chainsaw Man. Yes, I actually sat through this show, and yes, I was actually planning to do a review of it, but one problem, I really wanted the SH Figure Art figure, and it turns out that comes out later this year, so my thoughts on the actual anime itself, it's not bad. It makes me want to read the manga kind of ending, which is in the good this time, so what that basically means, is that, yeah, it's a pretty interesting story. It's got horror tributes to stuff like Steve Lynch and stuff like that. It's really cool. The action and, more importantly, the chainsawing that you'll be seeing on Future Demons throughout this season was actually really good. I think Mappa was in charge of animation this time around for this. And if I remember correctly, with Mappa, they're also in charge of the final season of Attack on Titan, if that was involved with Attack on Titan in general. So if that's the case, I could definitely see Chainsaw Man as like their successor series after the finale of Attack on Titan later this year. So with that all being said, I'm mainly here also because of the opening. I sat through that opening probably more times than a lot of anime fans usually do for good first openings for their first season of an anime. And to say I was surprised when I saw a John Constantine Keanu movie reference done right. I think I probably mentioned this in my in the Constantine review, but yeah, didn't think that was nostalgic, let alone good. But I guess people misremember things, don't we? Anyway, the show's awesome. Totally watch it if you can. And on to my number 3 best show of the year, 2022. Oh God, here it comes. We're not even gonna be on this list at all. Vox Machina, season 1. Oh shit. You're actually committing to finally being... Yes, I might as well say it. This is my second year being a critter, and yeah, to say Critical Role pretty much nailed it with their adaptation of the first campaign was pretty successful. So much so that I'm actually willing to do shorts, if not full reviews of Season 2 if the Lord and Lady Doralo themselves want to show up. Yes. Okay, well, I guess that's, nat 20 on that one, or it's like, charisma checks. Do you even know gaming mechanics? Or even anything with 5th edition D&D? No, but I'm willing to learn. I don't like people that fuck off when they say something like that. Also, are we around long enough to not do the whole, new ruling for swear words? Yeah, for those who are probably wondering my thoughts on that, Miss Lady Doro, I don't really care. Long story short, I have a job. I get a Patreon, honestly speaking. I'm doing this channel as a hobby, and to tell you more importantly, what the fuck, YouTube? Please just let the kids swear. Come on. What are you doing? Anyway, on to the last 2. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. Stranger Things Season 4, and by hard, I didn't think the widescreen was that bad. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, Stranger Things Season 4. It was actually a good season for once. I know I was kind of whatevering with most of this show, but I am actually happy for it. I know the obvious viral Chrissy wake up was actually a really cool scene, but around the Chrissy scene is an actual decent season of the show. It's actually back into a season from roots of like more horror than nostalgia. And when I say basically everyone in this cast down to even Sadie Sink here's character. Long story short, I never knew. I thought I was going to remember the character's name instead of Sadie's. But yeah, she definitely carried the first half of that season through and through. I think the fact that they're in the late 80s now trying to be a little like satanic panic with D&D probably is a good way to start the beginnings of a final season of the show. And yeah, David Harbour, again, like I said in the back half of those reviews, I tried my best to defend the Russian arc. I know it's basically him doing, I guess, Black Widow all over again. Also, speaking of David, I forgot to watch that Silent Night action Santa movie. That was weird, and honestly, it would have been really cool, I guess, palate cleanser of a really dumb year. I don't know, I could probably make another holiday edition, or, I don't know, review a certain, McClane-driven movie about me doing it. Okay, look, I've also noticed lately I've been trying to do, in the back, trying to find, like, a tribute review to Bruce Willis retiring from the game. And, it might be that, or it might be something else, filth-wise. Anyway, quoting future retro reviews aside, on to my number 1 best of the year, because I want to get to, well, the worst of the year. And this is kind of surprising. Now, you're probably wondering, oh, is it going to be Toku Show? Oh, is it going to be MCU again? Oh, is it going to be Andor? Oh, wait, speaking of, Andor is also in the honorable mentions. So with that being said, The Bear. Cousin. No, seriously, I actually like this show. It was one of the few shows I watched with my mom, and she and I both agree this is pretty good. It's a dramedy, obviously, and this is a very play against type of show I would be reviewing here for the channel. But as a micro review, the guy from Shameless over there, Lip, yeah, long story short, he nailed it out of the park as, like, the main character of the show. Like, he was, like, always in the bag as time went on with Shameless, but given that he's, like, in his own full, like, series of his own, it was really cool. And I'm not kidding. I can't believe the guy from freaking Punisher is Cousin. And yes, he's also in, I think the heist arc with, but just as a whole, I highly recommend the show. If you've ever been in the service industry or you've ever been in like dead end jobs, it's like the Chicago equivalent of like Clerks. I'm not even kidding. It just has that style of pacing, and you could definitely see that going forward. So, that all being said, let's get to the worst of the year. Starting off at number 5 with the terminal list. Reason being, and like I'll also be saying in my honorable mention for Flash Season 8, yeah, I didn't have time to finish either of these shows. In Terminal List's case, I tried seeing it as like a Sicario-driven level action thriller, political drama, but I just never had the time. It just looked too boring for me to finish, and yeah, that's not good for Chris going forward for the rest of this year with Guardians Volume 3 and probably any other projects he's probably thinking of as this like John Wick level action thriller. So, balls in your court if you could change it around, Chris, just saying. Also, I probably also, if thinking, oh, you're going to do Boba Fett next, right? Because it was like a mid-level Star Wars hero. My guy. You forgot the Halo was the thing, right? Yeah, long story short, unlike number 5 for number 4's Halo 2022, I actually had to sit through the whole thing, and yes, they definitely double, tripled, and quadrupled down the no-face helmet maneuver with Master Chief here, and yeah, an okay cast if there was people who actually played the games or even wanted to respect the lore, which neither of which have done, so that's why it's at number 4. So, going on to number 3. Titan Season 4. The reason it's at number 3 instead of skyrocketing my number 1 is because the show's not done yet, and I have to talk about something for the mid-half of the season. It is definitely a rebuild. It is definitely trying to refocus on most of Season 1, and if you're not a big fan of Season 1 like I was, go to my final card there if I got time for the cards. Yeah, that's gonna be the pace going forward. Also, when is, like, Tim getting his Robin outfit? Like, he's got the bow staff, he's hanging out with Bernard, that's awesome and all, but, like, you got Rachel to get her comic-accurate costume 4 seasons in the Judas contract stuff. I don't... It's confusing like usual. It's Titans. When is it not confusing? So, oh, we also found another DC-related character in the Wildmount grounds of our abode. Wait, in your castle? No, not a neighboring area. Anyway, his name's Grifter. Whoa! Yes, he was going something on and on about basements and some heist one Austrian great. Oh, that's spoilers. We'll talk about it in the shorts Tuesday. Yeah, we're recording this after episode 45's episode, just in case anyone's wondering. Critters was. But you're actually ordering spoilers. Who the hell even are you anymore? I'm Retrokid of Retrokid Reviews, the House of Nostalgia, and the Billy the Kid of Nerf Guns. Is that really a title? No, it's not. Anyway, number 3, we're just number 3. Number 2 is Dexter, New Blood. Yeah, this comes with a heavy heart, guys. I really wanted the show to basically turn it around when it comes to Michael C. Hall's interpretation of Dexter. I'm pretty sure the only version of the guy that characterized that would make the most sense is sitting through the Jeff Lindsay books, which I don't know if they grafted any going into this new series, but yeah. It sucks that this is probably going to be the better ending of a series than the original show. Again, go to my final review on that when the finale was dropping. So, yeah, it had a good start. It had a good hook. It gave me all the feels of a decent season of Dexter, but much like later seasons, a good story concept that then just falls off spectacularly. So, yeah, I guess that's where we are with that still to this day. And number 1, and also goes with a heavy heart, yeah, it's Resident Evil, the Netflix reboot. Oh, good. Now, are you going to go on about that stupid Dua Lipa scene that you forgot to mention in your actual review? No! It was dumb. It was clearly a TikTok dance, and definitely sums up that, I don't know, character, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it's going to be dated in a week. What do you want me to not do? The rest of the series is pretty cut and dry. To put it bluntly, with most, or I guess edge-driven Netflix shows that I've seen lately is, what if for CW, we're allowed to say fuck? It's basically that, and yeah, I don't get me wrong, Billy and Jade are trying to do their best to be basically a separated, danced, or I guess reverse or fusion danced Jake Wesker, for those who remember RE6, and I don't even wish on that on Paul W.S. Anderson, just saying. Okay, there's a lot of hard coding with Mila Jovovich and W.S. Anderson. Are you actually going to do a retro review series of that for the Halloween reviews? Maybe, but more on that and more next time. And my overall thoughts of the show is about the same. It's okay. It just screams that any studio, not just Netflix, not just Constant, not just Sony, just really don't want to do the games, and even when you do the games, it's got a lot of, like, almost there vibes to be careful what you wish for kind of territory and fandoms. So, yeah, that's basically it for 2022 entertainment / reviews. Like I said, please watch The Bear. It is actually a really good show for the best. And please don't watch Resident Evil's live-action reboot, because, like I said, even with the original movies, the CG movies are better. Because game characters, Matt Mercer, Laura Bailey. Oh, don't bring us into this! Long story, yeah. Better people working on better projects somewhere else. So with that all being said, go to the most obvious timeline dispersal I've ever seen in my life, multiversally speaking, as a figure form of myself. The roles. Okay, that's a loaded question and answers. That's too complicated. Darling, help me. I'm trying to figure it out as it is. D&D, what are you gonna do? And go to Connor. You just pissed off the Lord or Lady of Whitestone. Do you have any ramifications of what this is going to do to you? Don't know, but I'm going to probably find out when I review Season 2 of Vox Machina later this week. And probably check out some more Critical Role content. Yeah, Tuesday spoilers will be coming next week. And with that all being said, notification bell down below. Go to me for sub to the channel, and community tab on probably a weekly post of how I'm going to feel about most of Season 2. With that all being said, I am Retrokid Reviews, and thank God figure form reviews are done. Cannot wait to show you guys my new face. Well, I shaved, probably. Hopefully I shave in this next review. Hopefully. And, yeah, it's gonna be, first review is gonna be obviously Vox Machina and Outback. Wait, are you sure I'm not a future form? Dude, you are not a future me!